Hello friends! Many of you really liked the video that I posted a few weeks ago about how to create your own language learning plan if you don't want to be learning with a tutor, if you want to be learning on your own. And I decided to complement that video with two more pieces of information. So today, in this video, I'm going to tell you to explain the main language learning principles. I've got 6 principles, basic principles of language learning. Principle number 1, it takes time. I know, it's no news really. Your brain needs to physically strengthen and even grow new neural connections. So, I mean, that takes time, and actually even food. Like you need to eat to actually physically build those new pathways in your brain. So it can't happen overnight. Principle number 2 already, different people need a different number of repetitions and generally a different amount of time. Don't compare yourself to others. I know this sounds like self-help stuff, but yeah, don't compare yourself to others because everyone's going to have a different learning pace. There are people that are more stressed and tired than others, and stress and fatigue, tiredness, they do influence how quickly you learn a lot. People have different genetics. Some people have ADHD or dyslexia, so everyone's different. There are a lot of factors that contribute to how quickly you can learn a foreign language. So don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to yourself like a year ago or several years ago. And also think about where you want to be in 1 year's time, 2 years' time. Principle number 3, everyone needs repetition. So everyone needs a different number of repetitions, but everyone needs repetition. Find a way to repeat what you've learned. For example, you can learn with a textbook, and I actually talked in that video about how to create your own language learning plan. I said that learning with a textbook is probably the best thing you can do, even if you're learning without a tutor, and for repetition, you can just use the revision exercises there. You can also use flashcards, and I'm going to talk about it in the article, because the second thing I'm going to share today is an article that I wrote, which is, well, maybe a little bit more detailed than that video about creating your own language learning plan. But this article, it's not. So the video was about creating your own language learning plan if you don't want to learn with a tutor, if you want to learn on your own. This article, though, is about implementing the language learning principles that I'm going to talk about today in your learning, regardless of whether you learn with a tutor or without. You can also watch as many videos as you can on the same topic. This is something I call narrow input, and I explained it in an Instagram video that I posted like a few months ago. I'll link the video in the description and in the article because you need to get repeated exposure to the same vocabulary. But again, more on that in the article. I really recommend that you read it. It's free, okay? Principle number, what is it? 4? Yeah, principle number 4. Now we're getting into more like the kind of stuff that teachers learn at university, and for example, that I learned. I probably should mention that I have a bachelor's degree in foreign language teaching, more precisely English, and I'm doing a master's degree in linguistics, so I know what I'm talking about. So there are 3 aspects. Principle number 4, there are 3 aspects of language that you need to learn: vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. Again, like nothing new here. What's interesting about it is that a lot of grammar and pronunciation is actually learned automatically when you learn new words. That's the main thesis of the lexical approach. I also have a video about it. It is going to pop up in the corner, and I'm going to link it in the description, but I'll give you a quick example. For example, you are learning the word suppose. You have just learned the word suppose. It's a new word for you. But like together with this word, you also learn that most often it is used in a phrase to be supposed to do something. And you don't necessarily need to know that, okay, supposed, that's participle to, and so we use an infinitive after supposed, after to be supposed. Yeah, because we say to do something. You don't necessarily need to know that. Very often, what you can do is just memorize that it's to be supposed to do something. I'm supposed to be there at 5. He's supposed to blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And that's basically the lexical approach. You learn the grammar together with the new words that you're learning. Same thing with pronunciation. Well, I mean, you can't even learn a new word without thinking about how it is pronounced. So you can't learn the word suppose without knowing that, well, the stress is on the second syllable, suppose. The S at the end is pronounced as z. That there is a diphthong, that there is the schwa, the diphthong in the second syllable, the schwa sound in the first syllable, or at least you don't even need to understand that this is the schwa sound or a diphthong. You just need to know the sounds, that it's sip, sip, sip. So it's a very short, unstressed vowel in the first syllable, and then O in the second one, suppose, yeah? So you do learn pronunciation together with the new words. However, there are some parts of grammar, like different grammar structures, like conditionals, for example, or things that we learn in pronunciation, like intonation, that cannot be learned with a specific word. Then you need to learn them separately. And again, I'm going to talk about it at length in the article that I'm soon going to tell you how to get for free. The next, I think it's principle number 5, is going to be there are 4 skills that you need to practice as often as possible. That's listening, reading, speaking, writing. So listening or watching. To feel free in English, to speak English with ease, you need to practice all of them on a regular basis. And again, I'm going to talk about it in the article. And the last 6th principle, you don't have to learn absolutely everything that your tutor or your textbook tells you to. Try and make your language learning experience personalized. Choose what types of texts you need to learn to write, for example, the most. In what situations you're going to speak most often, what kinds of texts you usually read, and so on and so forth. It doesn't mean that you should never read or write something that you don't, that is not relevant, to your life right now. After all, like, you never know in which situations you are going to need to use English in the future. So you need to practice just in case. But you can and you should spend more time doing what's relevant for you at the moment. And among other things, this will keep your motivation higher. That's it. That's the 6 principles. Just in case, I'm not saying that that's all that teachers learn at university and that's it. As teachers, we of course learn a lot of other things, like how to structure a lesson, for example, or educational psychology. And we learn to really talk to students, to motivate them. So there are a lot of other things, but you as a learner, you don't really need to know much about how to learn a foreign language. So you just need to know these 6 principles that I've just explained. And you need to know how to implement those principles in your language learning. And for that, I recommend that you read the article that I wrote and that I mentioned several times in this video. How can you get it? The link is in the description. That's it. That's where you can read the article for free. If you like this video, the previous video about the language learning plan, or the article, please consider following me on Patreon. Becoming a paid subscriber on Patreon. You're going to get access to even more exclusive English lessons, ask questions, take part in Q&As, live streams, and you will just support my work. And I will be really grateful to you, okay? So, thank you so much for considering it. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Ina. You've been watching Ina in English. See you in the next one.